Imagine a world draped in white, a world of immense glaciers and biting winds that sweep across a frozen steppe. In this ancient, unforgiving landscape, a shadow moves. It is a creature of myth and legend, a giant that walked the earth when our own ancestors were huddled around fires for warmth. This is the woolly mammoth. It is not merely an animal, it is a symbol of an era long past, a testament to life's incredible power to endure. Its silhouette, a great shaggy mountain of an animal, is etched into the very memory of our planet, a ghost of the Ice Age that still captures our imagination with its sheer, breathtaking presence. The mammoth was a true king of its domain. Its heavy, deliberate footsteps would have shaken the frozen ground, a sound that echoed across the vast, empty plains. Herds of these magnificent beasts roamed landscapes that are now our cities and fields, their deep rumbling calls a constant feature of the prehistoric world. They were a force of nature, shaping the very environment they lived in. They cleared paths through ancient forests and dug for water with their enormous tusks, creating opportunities for other smaller creatures to survive. To see one would be to witness a living monument, a creature perfectly sculpted by the harshest of conditions to not just survive, but to thrive in a world of ice. Its appearance alone was a declaration of strength. Covered from head to toe in a thick, shaggy coat of hair, it looked more like a moving haystack than an animal we might recognize today. This fur, sometimes over a meter long, was its first line of defense against the relentless cold. Beneath this outer layer was a dense, woolly undercoat, trapping a layer of warm air close to its skin. Its small fur-lined ears and a short, stubby tail were further clever designs by nature to minimize heat loss, ensuring that every bit of precious warmth was kept within its colossal body. It was a walking fortress, built to withstand a cold that would freeze lesser creatures in their tracks. Even its very name, Mammoth, has come to mean something of immense size and power. These creatures were not just large, they were titans. A fully grown bull mammoth could stand over 3 meters tall at the shoulder and weigh more than 6 tons. This incredible bulk was not just for show, it was a critical part of its survival. The sheer mass helped it to retain body heat and provided the raw power needed to push through deep snow and defend its young from formidable Ice Age predators like the saber-toothed cat or the short-faced bear. The mammoth was, in every sense, a giant born of the cold, a masterpiece of evolution that ruled the northern hemisphere for millennia. The woolly mammoth's strength was woven into every fiber of its being, a collection of remarkable adaptations for a life lived at sub-zero temperatures. Its most obvious feature was, of course, its magnificent coat. This was not just one layer of fur, but two. An outer layer of long, coarse guard hairs like a protective cloak wicked away snow and moisture. Beneath this, a soft, dense undercoat of crinkled woolly fur provided incredible insulation. This dual-layer system was so effective that a mammoth could endure temperatures plummeting to -50 degrees Celsius. It was the ultimate winter jacket, custom-made by millions of years of evolution, but its defenses went far deeper than its fur. Underneath its skin lay a thick layer of fat, sometimes up to 10 centimeters thick. This was not just insulation, it was a vital energy reserve. During the long, dark winters when food was scarce, the mammoth could draw upon this fat store to power its enormous body. This biological battery pack allowed it to survive lean times, ensuring it had the strength to search for the sparse grasses and shrubs buried beneath the snow. This combination of fur and fat made the mammoth a self-sufficient fortress, perfectly equipped to weather the harshest storms the Ice Age could throw at it. Then there were the tusks. These were not just for show, they were essential tools and formidable weapons. Growing up to 4 meters long and curving dramatically, these tusks were modified incisor teeth. The mammoth used them like giant snowplows, sweeping aside deep snowdrifts to uncover the frozen vegetation it needed to eat. They were also used to break ice to get to water and to strip bark from trees. In a fight, these tusks were lethal. A mammoth could use them to fend off predators or to battle rival males for dominance, their immense size and sharp points making them a truly terrifying sight for any challenger. Even its blood was special. Scientists believe mammoths possessed a unique form of hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen. This special hemoglobin was adapted to release oxygen into the body's tissues even at very low temperatures. This meant that its extremities, like the tip of its trunk and its feet, could remain functional and avoid frostbite in the extreme cold. From its specialized blood to its shaggy coat, every part of the mammoth was a finely tuned instrument, designed for one purpose, to conquer the cold and dominate the frozen world it called home. It was a true master of its environment. Now let us travel forward in time, from the frozen plains of the past to the sun-drenched savannas of modern Africa. Here, another giant roams. It is the African elephant, the largest land animal on Earth today. It is a creature of immense power and profound intelligence, a living echo of the prehistoric giants that came before it. The African elephant is a testament to survival in a world of intense heat and fierce competition. Where the mammoth was built to keep warmth in, the elephant is a master of keeping cool. It is a titan of the tropics, perfectly adapted to the challenges of its hot, dry world. The elephant's most striking feature is its sheer size. A large bull can stand nearly 4 meters at the shoulder and weigh over 6 tons, making it even larger than its woolly ancestor. This incredible size is a powerful deterrent to predators. Very few animals would dare to challenge a full-grown elephant. Its body is a masterpiece of muscle and bone, capable of uprooting trees to get at tender leaves and pushing aside obstacles with ease. Its thick, wrinkled skin, though it may look ancient and tough, is also incredibly sensitive. It protects the animal from the harsh sun and from thorny bushes, acting as a durable suit of armor against the African wilderness. Perhaps its most remarkable tool is its trunk. This incredible appendage, a fusion of the nose and upper lip, contains over 40,000 individual muscles. It is both immensely powerful and incredibly delicate. An elephant can use its trunk to lift a log weighing hundreds of kilograms, yet it can also use the finger-like tips to pick up a single blade of grass. The trunk is used for breathing, smelling, drinking, and communicating. It is a snorkel, a hand, a hose, and a trumpet all in one. This versatile tool is absolutely central to the elephant's ability to find food and water, allowing it to thrive where other animals might struggle. And then there are those magnificent ears. Unlike the mammoth's small fur-covered ears, the African elephant's ears are enormous leafy structures. They are not primarily for hearing, though their hearing is excellent. Instead, they are giant personal cooling systems. A network of blood vessels runs just beneath the thin skin of the ears. By flapping them, the elephant can cool the blood as it circulates, lowering its overall body temperature by several degrees. In the blistering heat of the African sun, this adaptation is a matter of life and death. It is a simple yet brilliant solution to the greatest challenge of its environment. When we place these two giants side by side, the mammoth and the elephant, we see two different paths to greatness. Both were champions of their time, but they were sculpted by opposing forces: extreme cold versus extreme heat. In terms of sheer size, the contest is surprisingly close. The largest woolly mammoths and the largest African bush elephants were roughly the same weight, around 6 tons, though some exceptional bull elephants have been recorded as being heavier. However, the African elephant generally stands taller at the shoulder, giving it a height advantage and a higher center of gravity, which could be a factor in a physical confrontation. Their muscular structures were also adapted for different purposes. The mammoth possessed a pronounced hump of fat and muscle on its shoulders and neck. This powerful musculature was needed to support the weight of its enormous downward curving tusks and to power the great sweeping motions used to clear snow. The African elephant, in contrast, has a more evenly distributed musculature, built for endurance over long distances in search of water, and for the raw power needed to push over trees. The mammoth was a bulldozer built for the cold. The elephant is an all-terrain vehicle built for the heat. Their tusks present another fascinating contrast. The mammoth's tusks were often longer and more dramatically curved, sometimes even crossing in front of the animal. They were primarily tools for foraging in the snow. The African elephant's tusks are generally straighter and more pointed. They are used for digging for roots and water, for marking trees, and critically, as formidable weapons for defense and for sparring with rivals. In a direct fight, the straighter, more forward-pointing tusks of the elephant might prove to be more effective and practical weapons for stabbing and goring than the mammoth's more unwieldy, curved tusks. Ultimately, their greatest strengths were tied to their environments. The mammoth's thick fur and fat layer, its greatest assets in the Ice Age, would be a death sentence on the African savanna, causing it to overheat rapidly. Conversely, the elephant's large, heat-shedding ears and thin skin would be a catastrophic liability in the freezing winds of the prehistoric steppe, leading to fatal heat loss. Each animal was a perfect product of its world. Their strengths were also their weaknesses, a powerful reminder that in nature, there is no single definition of strongest. Fitness is always relative to the environment an animal must face. So, let us imagine the impossible. On a neutral plain, with a temperate climate that favors neither beast, a prime woolly mammoth faces a prime African bull elephant. The ground trembles as these two titans confront one another. The air is thick with tension. Which one would emerge victorious? At first glance, the mammoth appears more intimidating, a shaggy prehistoric brute with colossal curving tusks. Its appearance is one of raw, untamed power, a creature from a harsher, more brutal time. It carries an aura of Ice Age ferocity, a survivor of a world of perpetual struggle. The battle would likely begin with a display of dominance. The elephant, with its larger ears and taller stature, would spread them wide, kicking up dust and letting out a deafening trumpet blast from its powerful trunk. It would try to make itself look as large and threatening as possible, a tactic honed over millennia of savanna confrontations. The mammoth would respond with a deep, guttural roar, lowering its massive head to display the formidable sweep of its tusks. It would rely on its dense bulk and low center of gravity, a solid, unmovable object ready to receive a charge. It is a contest of savanna aggression versus glacial resilience. If the confrontation turns physical, the elephant's adaptations might give it a crucial edge. Its greater height would allow it to press down on the mammoth, using its weight to its advantage. More importantly, the shape of its tusks is better suited for combat. They are like twin spears, designed for thrusting and inflicting deep, piercing wounds. The mammoth's tusks, while immense, are curved and better suited for sweeping motions. They could certainly inflict damage, but they would be harder to use effectively in a head-on pushing match. The elephant could potentially get inside the mammoth's guard and use its tusks with more deadly precision. In the end, while the mammoth was undoubtedly a powerful and fearsome beast, the odds would likely favor the African elephant. It is, on average, slightly larger and more aggressively territorial. Its primary weapons, its tusks, are more practical for a direct fight. The mammoth was a survivor, a defensive fortress built to endure the elements. The elephant, on the other hand, is a warrior, constantly fighting for dominance, resources, and survival in a highly competitive environment. In this hypothetical battle of the giants, the modern titan of the savanna would likely overpower the ancient ghost of the Ice Age. The story of the mammoth and the elephant is not simply about a hypothetical fight. It is a profound story about adaptation. Each of these magnificent creatures represents a pinnacle of evolutionary design, a master of its own world. The woolly mammoth was not strong in spite of the Ice Age, it was strong because of it. The relentless cold sculpted its fur, its fat, its blood, and its very shape, turning it into the ultimate survivor of a frozen planet. It was a champion forged in ice, a testament to nature's ability to create life that can thrive in the most extreme conditions imaginable. Its reign lasted for hundreds of thousands of years, a truly remarkable success story. Similarly, the African elephant is a champion forged in fire. Its immense size, its versatile trunk, its wrinkled skin, and its incredible cooling system are all answers to the challenges posed by the heat of the African sun. It is a creature that has learned to command a landscape where water is scarce and the heat is unforgiving. Both the mammoth and the elephant show us that there is no single blueprint for success in the natural world. Strength is not absolute. It is a measure of how well an animal is suited to its home. In their own time and in their own place, both of these giants were, and are, unrivaled. These two titans share a deep history. They are cousins, descended from a common ancestor that lived millions of years ago. Their paths diverged, one heading north into the cold, the other staying in the warm lands of Africa and Asia. Today, the mammoth is gone, but its legacy lives on, not just in fossils but within the DNA of its living relatives. Incredibly, scientists are now using genetic material recovered from frozen mammoth remains in the hope of one day bringing this Ice Age giant back to life. The dream of seeing a living, breathing mammoth walk the earth once more is no longer pure fantasy. It is a possibility on the horizon of modern science. Whether we will one day see a resurrected mammoth or not, the legacies of both these animals should fill us with a sense of wonder. They are symbols of nature's power, ingenuity, and grandeur. They remind us of a wilder past and of the precious, powerful life that still exists today. They are both kings in their own right, giants that have walked the earth and captured the human imagination like few other creatures. So, if you could stand beside one of these titans, which would you choose? The shaggy, indomitable spirit of the lost ice age, or the wise, powerful ruler of the sun-drenched savanna?